students, welcome to my channel here, and in today's video we are going to discuss about fetching records in a result set. This is a part of the chapter that is interface Python with MySQL. So in this we are going to create a result set and we are going to fetch the records within that result set. Now how to fetch the records within the result set, that we will be seeing. You all have already studied the very first option, very first method, that is fetchall. And you have also studied a property that is rowcount. Now we will just extend this list to fetch one and fetch many. So today we will be learning about these four different methods of fetching records from the data set, that is data cursor, and bringing them into the result set. And as we know that result set is a list of tuples where every tuple represents a record. So we will be seeing how these four different methods they are used to extract the tuples from our cursor and bring it into the result set. The very first method is your fetchall. Now what is fetchall used for? Now when we actually create an SQL string, so our string is like this. Select asterisk from data. It could be a simple SQL string like this, or it could be a string something like this. And let me take some other table over here. I'll take a table named EMPL where sal is greater than %s, and to %s I'll be giving a value within a tuple, and that could be, I think, I can take a variable salary, which I have already asked beforehand, so that statement I will be writing over here. Salary equals input, enter salary. So this I can already write here, and that salary will be used over here to send it as an argument along with SQL. So after we do this, here is our cursor, name data cursor, equals. Now you have to make sure that these tables, two tables, are there in the same database. Okay, so we will be making use of that. Now data cursor equals, we write, data cursor dot execute, and within this I will be providing the SQL. So this is the SQL, and once this is done, we extract the results in a result set using this statement, data cursor dot fetchall. So what fetchall does is, it takes all the records which are there in the cursor, suppose this is my cursor and it contains 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is a total of 6 records. So what it will be doing is, it will be extracting all these records, bringing them in a list. And within this list, each record will be there in a tuple. So you will have 6 different tuples within the outer list. So you can see that all the 6 records, this first record is this tuple, this is the second tuple, and so on. So you can see that each of these records, it is saved in a tuple, and all these tuples are saved in a list. So we can extract this from the list one by one using the for loop. That is, for records in, for record in records, where this records specifies the list and this record specifies individual tuple. And here also I can extract individual data items from the record. And I can specify it over here, print item end equals /t, and this way you can see that all the records are extracted. Now we will be seeing the next method. Now over here, once you use the fetch all method, before using the fetch all method, the pointer is set at the beginning of the first record within the result set. And once you have executed the fetch all method, the pointer is set at the end of this record, at the end of the last record. Okay, and if you want, after the fetch all method, you can also get the number of tuples by using row count feature. So how we are going to do that? I can type n equals data cursor dot row count. So this will give me the number of rows, and in this case the number of rows is what? 6. Okay, so total number of records which are there, we will be getting that within row count. Coming to our next variant, that is fetch one. Fetch one fetches only one record from the result set and returns only one tuple. We will see that over here. Second is fetch one. So fetch one, it extracts only one record from your result set and it returns it in the form of a tuple. Like, once your SQL has been executed, this is your SQL. After that, you will write here data cursor dot execute SQL, and after this you will write record equals data cursor dot fetch one. So what will happen when this statement is executed, that is data cursor dot execute, your cursor already contains 6 tuples. 6 tuples are already there. Right in the beginning, that is before this statement is executed, your pointer is set over here. And after this statement is executed, that is data cursor dot fetch one is executed, After that, what happens is your pointer will be set at the end of the first record, which is the beginning of the second record. End of the first record is the beginning of the second record. Okay. And once this is done, you can also get the number of records fetched by calling data cursor.rowcount. There are no parentheses with row count, students. Please mark this because this is just a property. Okay, it is an identifier which returns the number of rows fetched. So we are just going to write it this way. Now you can print the record. Once you print the record, the tuple is printed. One record is extracted and that is printed on the screen. And if you want, you can also print the number of records fetched. Number of fetched records is, you can type n over here and it will give you number of fetched records is 1. Again you execute this statement, that is this statement. If you just you can provide it as a part of a loop also, or if you simply type record equals data cursor dot fetch 1, what it is going to do is it is going to now fetch the second record and the pointer will be set at the beginning of the third record. So now when you again fetch the number of records, using row count, now it will add on to the previous one. So where previously number of fetched records was 1, now the number of fetched records will be 2. That is 2 records have already been fetched from this cursor. Okay, and we are set at the beginning of the third record. So you can use fetch 1 in a loop also. So I'll just show that. SQL will be executed once and the cursor will also be executing once. So this statement will be written outside the loop. Now we need a stopping condition for while, so I will use a and s equals y for the time being, and I'll write here while a and s is equals to y and record equals data cursor dot fetch 1. So one record will be fetched, n equals data cursor dot row count. So number of rows returned will be 1, and here you can print the record, and along with the record you can also print the number of records. And that is n, and if you want you can ask from the user whether user wants to continue or not. And if the user gives yes, then again this whole loop will continue, and wherever you want to stop you can stop it. Now next is fetchmany. Fetchmany also works like fetchall. Only difference is it doesn't fetch all the records. It fetches the first n number of records. Okay, so we have fetch many, and here we need to provide n, where n is number of records to be fetched. So how many records you want, you can specify that within n and fetch that many number of records. So how are we going to do this? We will use, after SQL has been executed, you can provide here records equals data cursor dot fetch many n, and you can ask for the value of n right in the beginning. So that you can do it simply using int input, enter the number of records to be fetched, and that would be saved within n, and you have to just provide this n over here. So what it is going to do is, it is going to return from, this is your cursor, suppose cursor contains 10 records, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and one more, that is 10. 10 records are there. So out of these 10 records, suppose user has provided n as 5. So the first 5 records will be fetched. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the pointer would be set at the beginning of the 6th record over here. Okay, so these 5 records will again be fetched within a result set. And what is a result set? It is a list with individual tuples. So we have 5 tuples within this result set. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, where every record within this, every tuple within this cursor corresponds to each of these tuples over here. So we can fetch as many records as we want. Either it's up to us whether we want to fetch all the records, whether we want to fetch only one record, or we want to fetch only a few records. So today we end the class over here. Thank you, students.